We're standing here today on the shores of Lake Michigan, a treasure for millions here in Illinois and across the country, for swimming, for drinking water, and for our national heritage. Today, Environment Illinois Research and Education Center is releasing Wasting Our Waterways, a new report which shows that polluting facilities dump 6.1 million pounds of toxic chemicals into Illinois' rivers and streams in 2012, making our state the 13th worst in the nation for direct toxic discharges into our waterways. Our report found that in the Great Lakes region, polluters dumped 8,390,000 pounds of toxic chemicals into our waterways. With facilities dumping so much pollution, we should not be surprised that Lake Michigan can be unsafe for swimming and fishing, but we should be outraged. The need to protect the lake is clear and pressing. While there are some laws on the books that protect the lake specifically, over half of the small streams and wetlands that flow into the lake are not adequately protected. We've organized this toxic dumping data by watershed, in part because the health of waters like Lake Michigan depend on the rivers and streams that feed into it and the wetlands that help keep it clean. And our report reveals just how much pollution is in these small waterways. Curbing this tide of toxic pollution will take many steps, including requiring industry to switch from toxic chemicals to safer alternatives. But there's one piece of the solution that's standing squarely in front of us today. We must restore the protections of the Clean Water Act to all the waters of Illinois. 1.6 million Illinoisans' drinking water is now at risk of having no protection from pollution under the Clean Water Act. But after many years of advocacy by Environment Illinois Research and Education Center, our allies and sister organizations across the country, this spring the EPA finally proposed a rule to restore the protections to these waterways. Unfortunately, practically every polluting industry on the planet is fighting tooth and nail to stop these vital clean water protections. And looking at the data from our report today, you can see why. The public comment period on the Clean Water Rule began the day before Earth Day and is still open now. That's why Environment Illinois Research and Education Center is working with farmers, small businesses, and thousands of ordinary Illinoisans to make sure our voices for clean water are heard in Washington, D.C. And the future of Lake Michigan hangs in the balance. Illinois' waterways shouldn't be a polluter's dumping ground. If we want Lake Michigan to be clean now and for future generations, we must restore Clean Water Act protections to all of our waterways.